But they wrapped up the offseason program yesterday. And here is Caleb Williams talking about what he accomplished in the first month during all the activities, whether it was rookie minicamp, some of the voluntary OTA stuff, the mandatory minicamp a week ago. Here's the quarterback talking about it.
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that I accomplished was, one, building a connection with my teammates and those relationships where they're hanging out, going to Topgolf, playing versus Cole and Brett and them, or also just, hanging out with the rooks and us going to movies or hanging out, going to dinners and things like that. But also, being in here, laughing and joking, being in the locker room, I had from November 18th to April 25th of not been on the team. And so you realize how much you miss it and being in the locker room in those small moments. So making sure we take advantage of that. So I would say that's one of the biggest. And then also just gaining and building more confidence and trust, throughout, the Bears and everybody here, but also, myself within the offense, building that belief, that trust, that confidence and swagger to go out there and play.
Here's a little more of the bond and the trust issue, not issues, the bond and the trust connection with teammates and people inside the organization.
I've been in situations where we go to championship, lose. I've been in situations where I won a championship. I've been in situations where we go to championship and lose. And, the biggest thing every time you hear and listen, I was just watching Matthew Stafford's Super Bowl, and, the sound pieces from that is, they go around and they all say, "I love you, brother. I love you, this and that." Everything's about the bond and trust that you build between each other, because then you go out there and you play with a different level of, kind of your mentality is different. Everything's different when you're out there playing for each other and, not out there playing for yourself. So the connection to be able to build a bond between not just 11 on the field, but the next 11 that comes on the field, which is the defense, and the next 11, and then all the other guys at 53, and everybody's treated with respect and love and care, but also, pushing each other to be our best. So, that's where the connection comes from, because you can't build something, pretty special at the end of the year without that bond, love, and trust for, your brothers.
Here's Shane Waldron, the OC, talking about his relationship through the OTAs with Caleb.
Yeah, I think as far as developing relationships with anybody, the more time you're around people, the more time you get to interact face to face and get to know each other, the tighter that relationship becomes. And I think for him and I, his ability to listen and want to learn, every single day, he brings it. He walks in that quarterback meeting room and he's ready for, what's that information of the day, texting me all sorts of different times of, hey, asking the whys on different plays. And so all of those things go together. And then having a chance to talk about things outside of football, because mentioned before, he's demonstrated his ability on the football field, but now getting a chance to really know the person outside of football, things that he enjoys. And same thing for me and what my family's about. And those things I think are all areas that help us to grow closer. And then when the season starts, when there are different, ups and downs during the season, I think the closer you are with people, the more willing you are to listen and overcome hard times during the season. And so we're just building up that armor, developing that relationship, and getting ready to go for this 2024 season.
It's very lovey-dovey right now. It's easy right now, though, isn't it?
Well, it's easy now, but I thought it was interesting that Matt Eberflus, his message to the rookies was, we can't be where we are today.
Yes.
We have to be better. We have to be not just one step better, we have to be 2 steps better.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty revealing that he said that, because they're not happy with, I mean, they know that it's only install and they're introducing them to how they do things, but they have to be better, which I found interesting for Flus to say this basically to the rookies. Everything. There's not that many rookies right now. I mean, no. They only had a handful in the draft.
Plus they're undrafted guys, but not a lot. You're right.
But still,
a couple of them are very important, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Oh, sure. Caleb and Rome.
Yeah, they're awfully important.
Yeah, you're going to have to get better quick.
Do you think training camp will have a different tone than last year?
It has to.
Yeah.
Because he knows.
You think he knows he screwed up?
Oh, I think Flus absolutely knows. After the way last year, no. He knows. There is no way. Now, are they, will they still give veterans their days off? Of course.
Yeah, I guess, I get that.
Of course they will. But no, they need to come in and they need to play strong. They need to play strong from the beginning because their schedule at the end of the season is tough. So you cannot afford a start like you had last year, even though you have a new quarterback, so many new players, a new offensive coordinator, which typically should cost you 1 or 2 wins.
Yeah.
You can't afford that the first 2 months of the season.
Yeah, that's where you have to sort of make hay, right? Like that's the easier part of the schedule.
Yeah.
You cannot. They are not the kind of team that can be like, well, we'll ease into it. Like if that's the Chiefs mentality, fine.
Yeah.
If that's the 49ers mentality,
yeah,
fine. And I'm not even saying it is, but like if you told me, the Chiefs went 2-2 in the first month, and they're kind of easing into things. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You're not the Chiefs. Like you're not. You shouldn't be easing into anything. And when like Jurko and Thayer and Waddle and none of those guys are saying that it's got to be like when we played. They don't. No, training camp's different. Everybody gets that. Those guys get it. But when they tell you this isn't football, this isn't practice. Like Jurko said it after I will give him credit. He said it after the first training camp practice. Now, you might think, he's using it as an excuse because he never went back and he just doesn't want to do the extra work.
Yeah.
Smart as a fox. Jurko said after the first practice he watched, he said, this is a waste of time. He said, it's a waste of my time. It's a waste of their time. And he said to me as we stood on the sideline, nothing that's happening here, nothing looks like football practice. And again, he's not saying you've got to go back to 2-a-days. That's not what he's saying. But he turned to me and he said, and he did the Jurko look of disgust, and he did this, and he said, this isn't football. This isn't practice. You're not accomplishing anything. You're not doing anything. And when we asked him to go back to come early to watch practice, the next time we were had a training camp show, he goes, nah, I don't need to.
Yeah.
They don't practice. Thayer said the same thing a lot. I saw Thayer at the golf course for a little bit yesterday. He was driving around. He is so tan. He's just back from Maui. You see the Golden God?
Yeah.
And Thayer said it a lot. He goes, that's you're not doing anything.
Right.
You're not accomplishing anything. Like,
so
nobody
much of
wants
that
you to
stuff,
go back to the Ditka era, but like.
But that stuff can be done in the classroom.
Something's got to be different this year, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And your reaction sort of
It
told me
has
the
to.
same thing, that, they know that it's got to be different this year.
The other thing that really struck me that Caleb Williams talked about, and Flus brought it up last week when the veterans were in camp, and they were talking about how much they're working with Caleb on the cadence. Mm-hmm. And something that did not come up with Justin Fields, they were working on cadence with Justin Fields last year. They were encouraging him to lower his voice because
really?
Yes, his dad actually told us that when he came on Peggy and Dion. He said Justin doesn't sing anymore because he can't hit the high notes because the team has worked with him so much on trying to keep his voice lower. Because
you were talking about like on the scale. I thought you meant like, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because
I misunderstood
can't go
that.
high and think that that's a snap count there. So when
is that why Dak is doing the here we go?
Here we go. It's really low.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very low.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for Caleb to bring it up, I thought, what am I missing with cadence that these guys has become such a big conversation point the last couple of years? And Caleb brought it up. He goes, in college, we go off of a clapping cadence.
That's all you do, right?
He goes, I haven't spoke like when I'm snapping the ball in 4 years.
Right.
So you forget that.
Yeah.
So you realize that there actually is quite an adjustment.
Oh, I think absolutely.
Yeah.
Off of that, I want to play you something from Tom Brady real quick. Is this like, are you going, yeah, Tom Brady's 100% right? Is Tom Brady already getting a little like back in my day here? I mean, there's a lot of like back in my day, it feels like. And his day wasn't that long ago. Now, when he started, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a dinosaur, right? In terms of like football, being a professional football player. But this is Brady on the current quarterback play in the NFL. Take a listen to this.
Well, I think the quarterbacking has gone backwards a little bit in the NFL. I don't think it's improved. I don't think the teaching's improved. I don't think quarterbacks are really field generals right now like they used to be. I had total control. I had all the tools I needed. And I was coached that way. I was developed to have the tools that I needed to go on the field so that whenever something came up, I had the right play, the right formation, the right audible, the right check at the line to ultimately take control of the 11 guys on offense and get us into a good positive play. I think now there's this try to control element from the sideline between the coaches where they want to have the control. And they're not teaching and developing the players the right tools so they can go on the field and make their own decisions that are best suited for the team. And I think the game's regressing a little bit of that way based on what's happening in high school football, college football, and then their NFL's getting a much lesser developed quarterback at this point.
Is he have a point, or is he being very old man back in my day?
I think he has a really good point, because I would agree that the coaching, now he said from high school on up, well, I would agree that I could definitely see where the coaching ranks are they want to be the ones in control. They want to be the ones that take the credit for things. There is so much information available to coaches now, so much from the pros, their own, whether you go to these camps, these all-star camps for coaches, you go to these conferences for assistant coaches. There is so much available that I could totally see where there is an edge now where the coaches are taking more of the control and not developing the players into being the decision makers out there.
So
You're
like,
not
we
seeing the
wanna
Peyton
have
Mannings anymore.
Yeah, really?
No, well,
And they don't have all the autonomy. I mean, maybe
Patrick
like
Mahomes,
certain guys do.
sure. You see that with Mahomes.
But across the broad spectrum, they're not. Maybe he's right.
I think he's definitely right about that.
And is that on the quarterback, or they're just not being coached the right way? Like, he did give credit in that soundbite, while it might seem a little self-serving, like he said, the way I was coached, the way I was taught and developed to be armed with these things so that I could make the right check at the line. I did know the right audible. I could look at the defense and know what we should get into.
Okay, so 20 years ago, you probably couldn't name the coordinators on every team. Now,
that's true.
You know every coordinator.
That's probably true.
Every coordinator's name. If you're not on the hot list of names that's coming up when the season starts.
That's interesting.
Like, I think there's definitely something in it now that the coordinators are kind of becoming something unto themselves.
But also look at the quarterback that just won a national championship that is coming in from his alma mater is now being said that J.J. McCarthy is going to start training camp as the second string quarterback, and they're going to go with Sam Darnold to start training camp. Now, that doesn't mean he's not going to start the regular season.
Right.
Doesn't mean that 4 games in, they start him or whatever. He's really young, but the quarterback that just won the national championship is not taking first-team reps at training camp.
Well, and he probably doesn't have a lot of those things that Brady was talking about, right? He's not armed with a lot of those things.
A lot of people talked about that with him in college.
Yes.
A lot of people talked about that. That, really, does anyone really know how good he is as an all-around quarterback? No, because Jim Harbaugh really chose to limit him.
Yes.
And to keep him in a tight box.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, they're almost ironic. Like, Brady played that way mostly in college at Michigan.
Yeah, he did.
You know?
Yeah, he did.
I don't know. Can I ask you guys another question? What's greater, the amount of water in Lake Michigan or Botox in Tom Brady's cheeks and forehead?
Definitely Botox.
The dude's face above his upper lip doesn't move.
What is happening?
Move.
Like, he's gone crazy.
He has not only Botox, he has fillers. So,
what's the difference?
Botox is what you see tightening, so you never see the wrinkles on the forehead. And the eyes might look a little bit without having, it's like the liquid facelift. So your eyes, you can put Botox right above and make sure you don't have those lines. Fillers will actually plump it up.
Oh,
so
both.
So it's going to raise your cheekbones up a little higher. It's going to raise above your eyebrows up a little bit higher.
And what about the fat suck?
I don't know. You think he did that?
Oh yeah, he definitely got fat sucked out of his cheeks.
Once they do,
I've never heard of that.
Once they
you can
start
get that
it,
done.
Out of his butt cheeks?
No.
Out of
His
his
face.
Oh. I've
You
never
can
heard
get-
of
you
that.
get-
Butt cheeks.
No,
I don't know
you
what
get
he's
it.
talking
You
about.
get some of the fat taken out of your
Really?
your
Yeah.
cheeks.
Yeah. Look at
Oh,
his
yeah.
look at his jawline from like 15 years ago to what it is now. He's obviously had work done.
Well, yeah.
Well, yes, but you can do that. You can do that over time. The fillers today.
Yeah, but filler doesn't change your jawline.
Oh, yes, it does. You get it done right along your jaw. It absolutely
Peggy might-
does.
Sounds like she knows what she's talking about.
Yes, it-
Well,
you
once
get-
you start the Botox, you can't stop, right? They say
Well,
it's
it's
Called
like- it's-
buccal fat removal.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you can stop, Carm.
You can?
Yeah, but Botox
yeah.
is like it's like getting tattoos. It becomes addictive.
obsession.
And an obsession because
That's true.
you end
Cat-
up liking it
Cat
so
got
much.
one tattoo. Now he's got like 30.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I was thinking about getting a tattoo. I
trying to
have
get
no
more-
tattoos.
I'm trying to get more this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah.
How many tattoos
See?
do you have, Adam?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You know what's amazing? Like, you don't really see any of yours, though.
Yeah, because that's Muslim guilt.
That's Muslim guilt?
That's me having to hide the ones that I had from my parents for so long.
Oh, my God.
Like my parents didn't know I had tattoos I got my first one when I was 18. They didn't know I had them for a good 7 years.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you hide it that long?
They're
you were
all
never
covered
like-
with shirts.
You were
All
never
I-
at the pool or on a beach vacation
No,
with your folks?
that's what did it. We went on a vacation because I was 18. I was already I was going to college. So I didn't go. We didn't go on family vacations as
Yeah.
much because my parents got divorced then too.
Right.
So I was finally going on a beach vacation and I was like, hey guys, so I got to tell you this. I'm gonna have my shirt off and I've got some tattoos.
some tats.
Nothing you guys can really
You
do
were
about
like
it. Can't
25.
really ground me now, but hey, listen, it's a thing because we've been out at like football fest and stuff, and I've taken pictures with dudes, and I've got 45-year-old Muslim dudes that are saying, hold on, I gotta put down my beer and stay in case one of my parents sees this.
Oh, that's pretty
That's
funny.
hilarious. I don't want my parents to see this on social media.
It's just easier not to deal with it.
That's so good.
Adam's right. Buccal fat removal reshapes the face. They remove it, and here's what's interesting.
Gross.
There's no incision on the outside of your face. It's made inside the mouth on the inside of the cheek, so it leaves no scarring.
Jeez. Yeah, well, he just looks fake now. For a while, it was like,
he looks-
Brady looks good. He takes care of himself. Now he looks fake.
He looks
I mean-
like J-Lo's husband. What's his name at the Tom Brady roast? Hello.
Who's her husband? I don't know. Which one she married to?
Oh my
J-Lo?
God. The one that now there's the rumors now they're from Boston.
Not Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
She's married to Ben Affleck again. I thought they're still together.
And, well, there's a lot of rumors now. But when he showed up at the Tom Brady roast, I was
Yeah?
like, oh, hell no.
I
oh,
mean-
he had some work done.
He just now, because I think he's addicted to it and he keeps getting all this work. Now he looks fake.
He does. He looks
It's
very,
too bad. You don't need that, Tom.
He looks like the caricature of Superman.
You're Tom
from the
Brady.
50s.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like the
you
caricature.
don't need it. You're
I know.
Tom Brady. We'll play McKnight at the Movies coming up next.